Is there anyone who would like to give general public comment? Come on up.
This is a public service.
Why are all these other signs allowed here tonight? You all are lucky you got a message on your signs that they approve of. Otherwise, you might find yourself unlawfully arrested like I was. My name is Dr. Justin Spiehs. On May 1st of this year, I stood right here holding this exact same sign that says women have more balls than Patrick too. And as I began to speak, Karen, you interrupted and said, I'm afraid we're not going to allow the sign. I asked what was wrong with the sign and you declined to answer. You then had my microphone shut off saying I could no longer talk during my general public comment and you had the sheriff called. My name is Dr. Justin Spiehs. At last week's meeting during general public comment, someone said of Commissioner Karen Willey, quote, Karen, I want to begin by saying
Justin, we're not going to allow the sign this time.
I appreciate your stoic demeanor.
If you could please put it down, that would be wonderful.
What's wrong with the sign? What's wrong with the sign,
You've
Karen?
been warned.
What's wrong with the sign?
Do you have any other public comment that is unrelated?
I sure do. They said, Karen, I want to begin by saying I appreciate your stoic demeanor and that you give the impression that you're really listening to us, and I appreciate that to no end. She was allowed by this commission to say that without interruption or muting her microphone. After her, I spoke and said the words out loud that are on my sign and was muted.
Justin,
So you all allow
to put the
praise but
sign
not
down,
criticism?
and I think we're done with your public comment. Thank you very much.
I'm
You're
not
welcome
allowed
to
to
stay.
say what's on my sign.
Thank you.
I went and stood right over there, right where I was standing this whole time, peacefully and quietly for over half an hour. And then Shannon Reid, you stopped me. You stopped the meeting to say to me that I had made my point and that you had been patient, which means this was all about the sign and your attempt to control it and limit my free speech. You then said I was standing too close to staff, and then that I was blocking a traffic way, but none of that was true.
So we were there for the entire meeting, and at no time was anyone disruptive or aggressive until Shannon Reid did this.
I do want to make a point of order before we start public comment and ask, Deputy, can you please have Justin just step back and stand near the wall? We've been very patient. You've made your point. You can still stand there. You've been very close to staff. And I would just like you to step back because that's a traffic way for folks that may be leaving the room after their public comment. So you can just stand right next to Michael.
Now, when the gentleman named Justin tried to speak up on his own behalf, Karen Willey gave the signal.
Thank you, deputies. I think it's time. I'm sorry. Deputies, please.
You can hear him clearly saying, quote, I'm not going to do anything unlawful. About a minute or so of the audio is missing from the video, but when the audio returns, the room of citizens is verbally defending the man's constitutional right for free speech, insisting that he wasn't obstructing the walkway, he was not threatening or speaking to staff, nor was he there to be disruptive. The only assault that took place was on pkelly's ego, and that was clearly a fight that Justin was not going to win. He was indeed arrested and taken to jail for holding a sign that was unflattering to a county commissioner. No charges were filed against him, so no crime had been committed. The county commission used local law enforcement to silence and forcibly remove a citizen from a public meeting.
And so here we are today, same sign, standing in the same place, saying the same things, and I'm allowed to say it this time. Why? Prior to this, on April 17th, I was stopped from speaking because I said about pkelly, quote, this guy sounds like a real wimp. So let's go ahead and read some more of those YouTube comments. First one here. Yes, Patrick, you are less of a person. You are far, far below being a real man. Another one here. Another coward scared of accountability. This guy sounds like an absolute wimp. Grow up to be a man.
You are not speaking about items that are specific to the business of the county commission.
It's about his character.
You are attacking his character, and this is your last warning to talk about items that are specific to the county commission.
Can you explain to me how his character isn't germane to the business of the county?
It's not the business of the county commission.
A commissioner's character has nothing to do with the commission? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not going to go back and forth with you, Justin. I've said what I said.
I'm saying it now. This guy sounds like a real wimp. Why aren't you stopping me? On April 24th, I said, Patrick, you are far, far below being a real man. And you, Karen Willey, said, I'm afraid we're not going to allow personal insults. I said, it's about his character. I then said, I have more balls than Patrick too. And Karen, you shut off my microphone. Yes, Patrick, you are less of a person. Exactly. You are far, far below being a real man.
I'm afraid we're not going to allow personal insults. You can certainly make any other comments.
This was spoken at last meeting, so this is germane, and it is true about his character, whether it's a personal insult or not. It is true about his character. Another coward scared of accountability. This guy sounds like an absolute wimp. Grow up and be a man. Our government has become cowards, and it makes me ashamed of mankind. What a cowardly man that man is. I have more balls than Patrick, too.
We're done.
He needs a safe space. Well, I'm saying it again today. I have more balls than Patrick, too. Why am I allowed to say it today? Is that an admission of your guys' guilt that you violated my First Amendment rights? Your guys' motion to dismiss my lawsuit against you for these incidents says that I was actively yelling, and that was the reason that I was arrested. And you quoted Lieutenant Channel, who's named in the lawsuit because she had me unlawfully arrested at the direction of Armbrister and you guys. She said that the problem was when she walks in and I was actively yelling. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Not only was I not yelling, nobody in this room was yelling until she walked in and they started booing her because they knew what was happening was wrong.
And first a minute too.
We ain't gonna do that.
You waiting on the sheriff to get here?
Do you realize the views I'm gonna get off this, Patrick? This one's gonna go viral for sure.
You waiting
Shut down the meeting for a half hour just because you guys couldn't handle a couple songs.
You waiting on the sheriff?
There's no law being broken. There is no law being broken.
So,
There is no law being broken.
okay, Mr. Spiehs and Mr. Irving.
There is no law
What I'm
being
gonna
broken.
ask, listen, what I'm gonna ask is that you just move down. Oh, wait.
No, we're okay. Thank you.
Okay, well, here's part of the problem. When I come in and you are actively yelling, you are disrupting
We're in
me.
recess right now, and there's no disruption. What are you talking about?
So,
Actively yelling.
so here's the thing.
So it's a straight up lie. Matter of fact, I've been standing here this whole time. Look, I'll go stand over here right now. I'm standing here right now. Nothing. It's allowed this time. Why is it allowed? What's different? I'm close to staff here. Not blocking a traffic way, as evidenced earlier. That guy that came and spoke just walked right up the middle there. I made my point, right, Shannon? I made my point, so you can control what I say, right? And how I say it.
Is there anyone else who'd like to give general public comment? I'd remind folks. Anyone else who'd like to speak on the R&R?
My name is Dr. Justin Spiehs. So, Patrick, as a giant pussy, how much research have you done on the revenue neutral rate? Karen, May 1st, I came in and talked about the windmill, and I said, Patrick, as a giant pussy, how much research have you done on the windmill topic we're talking right now? And Karen, you stopped me and said that I wasn't on topic, and then you said it was fighting words.
And so I just want to know, Patrick, as a giant pussy, how much research have you done?
Sorry, Justin, you'll need to pull it back to the wind conversation. And
Oh, okay, so let me ask that again. Patrick, so as a giant pussy, how much research have you done on the wind turbine stuff that we're talking about right now?
I'm afraid
Shannon.
the insults and fighting words
Shannon,
have
oh,
not been
that's
allowed.
fighting words?
You're
That's
welcome to stay and you're welcome
so then
to sit
is
down.
that disorderly conduct then? That's
So,
fighting words?
Thank you.
That's fighting.
Off.
Hold on a second. Why did I just get shut down? What was the reason? What was the reason? How much time do I got? 50 seconds? All right, here we go.
Who do we have next, Sarah?
Michael Arabi.
What is going on here? Why did you just shut off my mic? I'm asking a direct question of how much research was done on this. That doesn't. How much more do you have to be on topic for that?
How much research have you done on this topic that we're talking about?
Can you
What's
please,
going on here?
can you please sit down? Your public comment is over.
It looks like I got 22 more seconds. So because I haven't done anything wrong, I'm going to talk for another.
I stopped it.
Oh, you stopped it. All right. Well, then I guess I got about 10 more seconds. So,
I think it will be
the other
the
question
next
I
person's
have is,
turn.
Shannon, as a giant bitch, how much
So we have Michael Aravi,
Yep.
and then Alan Schwartz and Laurel Neese.
Okay, thank you.
So right now, I just said the exact same thing. You haven't stopped me. You haven't accused me of breaking the law, which that is, because fighting words would be disorderly conduct. And if that was fighting words, you would have me arrested right there. But you were able to stop me, turn my mic off, and stop me from speaking. Simply because I addressed Patrick as a giant pussy instead of what? What do we got to talk to him as? Commissioner? King?
I think we
What's
need to,
acceptable?
we need to not use the personal attack.
That's a personal attack. So if I call respectable commissioner perfectly allowed, why is that?
It'd be a lie.
I think, yeah, it would be a lie, and I want to tell the truth. So Patrick, as a giant pussy, how much research have you done on this?
So you guys are gonna mute him? Really? Don't leave. Keep talking.
And then after my mic got muted on April 1st, I said, Shannon, as a giant bitch, how much research have you done on this topic? I still don't get any answers from you guys. How much time we got, Sarah? How much time is over? Time's over? Why is my time over? Why is my time over?
Point of order, Chair. I believe it's time for the next public commenter. If there's anybody else who would like to provide public comment,
All right,
your
so
time
it's
is
so
over.
clear, you can only address them a certain way as respectable. Truth or not, you can only
Anyone else
address
who'd
them
like
the way
to
they
give
want
public
to be
comment
addressed.
on the R&R?
This is America, guys. And I know you don't like me, you're not gonna defend me, but it could be you go and call something you don't like to be called.
That's a giant pussy move.
We're having hands raised online. One more, come on up.
My name is Dr. Justin Spiehs. So, Patrick, as the best at being a giant pussy, how much research have you done on the budget
Sorry,
item
we've
there?
already covered that.
Oh, no, I said he was the best at it. So I was paying him a compliment. He's the best at being a giant pussy. So that was a good thing. What rule am I breaking by referring to him as a giant pussy? Michael just called you 3 fucks. He just called you 3 fucks.
You fucks just call it interest. That's our money. If it was in our bank, it would be interest in our account.
And that's fine, but you gotta turn my microphone off.
That's censorship.
It is. I refer to myself as Dr. Justin Spiehs every time, and you guys call me Justin. I find that incredibly disrespectful. I don't turn your fucking microphone off.
Is there anyone else who'd like to give
So
public
respect
comment
has to
on this
go-
item?
Respect can only go this way, huh?
Gotta give him his time. Don't be asking that question.
Thanks,
You don't like
Yes.
it. Turn your mic back on.
Is there anyone online who'd like to give public comment?
Nope.
What rule did I violate for you to turn my microphone off? What rule says that I have to come in and pay him the utmost respect in order to speak? It's a God-given right. I spent 9 years in the Navy living on a submarine underneath the ocean to protect that fucking right that you're gonna sit there and take away from me?
I think we have someone behind you who'd like to go.
What rule did I violate? What rule says that I have to refer to him in a nice way before I'm allowed to speak?
It's a pussy move to turn his mic
I have to jump a hurdle.
Would anyone else? Are you wanting to give public comment?
And anyways, back in May of 2022, you guys did this to me, and you had these guys, Corey was one of them, escort me out of here under threat of arrest.
To the podium and make sure the green light on the microphone is on and state your name and residence for the record.
Evening days, evening beta male. I'd like to start off with a quote by Einstein, who once said, "The thing about smart motherfuckers is that they look like crazy motherfuckers to stupid motherfuckers." Turn my mic back on. Turn my mic back on. Turn my mic back on. Turn my mic back on.
We're not going to turn your mic back on.
Why are you silencing me?
You directed derogatory language at us, so that's the end of your comment.
You guys go by that. Man, are you guys safe? That's your rule, man. Turn my mic back on. Turn my mic back on.
You can sit down and enjoy the rest of the meeting with us, or you can leave, but your public comment is over.
Why?
Because of your vulgar language.
What about it? What about it? I'm campaigning. I'm speaking to my base right
So
here.
I'm going to ask you one more time. You can sit back down in the gallery. Yeah.
I want to speak, man. I want to speak. You've done this to me a lot. You need to let me speak.
No.
You need to let me speak. You need to let me speak. This is censorship. I have a right to speak.
You can sit down or you can leave.
I have a right to speak. You're a tyrant. You're a tyrant.
Yeah.
You're a tyrant.
I'm going to give you one last opportunity to sit down or leave on your own.
This is what tyrants do. I'm your political opposition. You tell me to get out of here. So I come to my base. It's Dr. Spiehs, man. This
Is there anybody else?
fucking bullshit. You fucking know it's fucking bullshit. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, man. This is fucking bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. Wait till I'm up there and I do that shit to you, man. You gonna like that shit? You gonna like it?
Please leave.
I'm up there and I want to come for you, motherfucker. You gonna like that shit? No, you're not, man. You're not, because it's fucking wrong. This is America, man. This is America. Do it then. Fucking do it. Let's change.
Dr. Spiehs, I think you've made your point. We'd like to make time for some others.
You're still fucked.
Come on up.
My name is Marianne Hoffman. I live in the Quail Run neighborhood. This is Supreme Court case. It's Sullivan versus the New York Times. It's March. The decision was put down in March of 1964. And one of the comments in it says, quote, "The court reasoned that defending the principle of wide open debate will inevitably include, quote, vehement, caustic, and unpleasantly sharp attacks on government and public officials. That is our right. That is a right given to us by the Constitution. That is a right given to us, then reinstated by the Supreme Court, that they can say that we can talk to you in any way we want to, as long as it's not threatening, as long as there's no threat. We can speak to you caustically, vehemently, and passionately. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. Don't sit in that seat if you can't take the heat. And I'm so thrilled that we have a vote coming in November, because I'm hoping, I'm praying that after November, I never have to eat another Shannon Reid word salad ever again. And we would actually maybe get a commissioner for District 2 that doesn't like to engage in, let's say, nefarious dealings. I'll just put it that way. So if Dr. Justin Spiehs wants to call you a pussy, he's in his First Amendment right to do that. And if he wants to call you a bitch, he's in his First Amendment right to do that. And if you guys don't like it, you can't make policy to then go ahead and try to circumvent his First Amendment right. That's not how that works. If you don't like it, that's okay. Don't like it. But you have to sit and you have to deal with it, because that's a constituent. And he's talking to you, and he has a right to talk to you however he wants to. Sorry.
You just showed your life.
Melanie Koff.
My name is Dr. Justin Spiehs. So, Patrick, as the best at being a giant wimp, how much research have you done on this? Okay, so it looks like we've cleared one hurdle there. Wimp, you can be called wimp. All right, let's see here. I'm just trying to figure out, before I even get to my question, what I want to say, how to get to that. So, Patrick, as the best at being a giant wuss, how much research did you do? Okay, wuss is allowable. All right. So, Patrick, as the best at being a giant pussy, how much research have you done on this?
Do you have anything to say on this topic?
I'm trying to figure out what exactly I need to say to you guys to be able to address you guys. So before, when I called him a giant pussy, he shut off my mic. But now I've noticed, you know, the room is now empty, people have left, and now
I think we can hold you to the same
now I'm
standard.
able to say that. Say again?
I think we can hold you to the same standard as previously.
Okay, so Patrick, as the best at being a, all right, turn off my mic.
Sorry.
As the best at being a giant pussy, how much research have you done on this?
Is there anyone else who'd like to give public comment on this item?
You talked about how you like having these conversations, but that's not true. You've completely.
Is there anyone online?
I don't have anyone online, Commissioner.
In your eyes.
I know we've had some folks who have stayed here through the meeting. Is there anyone who would like to give public comment? Dr. Spiehs, I think we're done.
No, I'm sorry.
Can you please sit down? You're welcome to stay.
Commissioners, you are the best commissioner ever. How much research have you done on this topic? Is that allowable?
Your time is up.
I was nice to you guys. I was nice. Can you answer my question?
Is there anyone else who'd like to give public comment?
Can I have my time? How much time I got left, Sarah? Why? What rule have I violated? What rule have I violated that says in order to speak, you have to address the commissioners in a nice manner that doesn't hurt their little feelings? There's little bad words.
I think we can close public comment and bring it back to the commission.
Don't be a pussy. That's all it is. Keep it open. All right, my name is Dr. Justin Spiehs. So, Patrick, as the best at being a giant pussy.
Dr. Spiehs, do you have anything to say on this item?
I'm getting to it, Karen. Anyway, so like I was saying, Patrick, as the best at being a giant pussy.
Justin, do you have anything relevant to this item?
Yes, I'm getting to it. I'm calling him what he is. No different than if I called him commissioner. Let's try it this way. Patrick, as the best commissioner in the history of the entire world, in the history of the universe.
Do you have anything relevant to this item? If not,
I'm
we will
getting
ask you to
it, Karen.
stop.
I'm getting to it, Karen. Let me collect my thoughts here for a second. I've been
Sarah.
interrupted. Let me collect my thoughts.
Sarah, if you don't mind.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What? No. Now what have I done? What have I done? What have I done now?
You're welcome to stay, but your public comment is finished.
No, fuck you, Karen. So now I can't even spell a word in here? We're not even allowed to.
Is there anyone else who'd like to give public comment relevant to this item?
A-N-D, and. Is that allowed? Is that a word that can be spelled in here?
Do we have anyone online?
We do not have anyone online.
Okay. Asking, do we have anyone in the room who'd like to give public comment on this item who hasn't spoken yet?
All of you. All of you. That's free speech. That's protected speech right there.
Seeing none, we'll close public comment and bring it back to the commission for conversations, comments, questions.
We're out here today to ensure our natural rights are respected by those who swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the rights of the people. The purpose of all interactions is to peacefully promote government accountability and transparency. Please like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach as many people as possible. I implore you to peacefully seek redress to any and all of your grievances. This is a public service.